Sridhar Vembu is widely known as the billionaire tech entrepreneur who left California to live in a small village in Tamil Nadu, speaking passionately about dharma, duty, rural development, and simple living. As the co-founder and chief scientist of Zoho, is often portrayed as a symbol of simple living and high thinking. However, this carefully built public image now sharply contrasts with serious observation made by a California court, where his divorce case is being heard. In a strongly worded order passed in January 2025, the Superior Court of California, country of Alameda, directed Sridhar Vembu to post a bond of $1.7 billion, an amount the court itself described as unprecedented. The court also appointed a receiver over multiple Zoho entities in the United States, as well as over Sridhar Vembu's personal assets to safeguard the rights of his estranged wife, Pramila Srinivasan. The court stated that Sridhar Vembu had acted without regard for the law and had failed to be transparent about financial transactions involving community assets. Under California law, community assets, those acquired during marriage, must be divided equally during divorce unless a written agreement states otherwise. Sridhar and Pramila were married for nearly 3 decades and lived in California with their son. The January 2025 order followed an ex parte application filed by Pramila in November 2024. Seeking to block a major reconstructing of Zoho's US business. She alleged that the transaction would transfer a revenue-generating community asset out of her reach. The transaction involves Zoho Corporation USA, a wholly owned subsidiary of Chennai-based Zoho Corporation Pvt Ltd. According to court records, Zoho Corporation first transferred its assets to a new entity called Zoho Distribution Corporation, headed by Sridhar's longtime associate, Tony Thomas. The shares of this new company were then sold to ZUS Holdings, which is fully owned by Tony Thomas. A third stage involving data centers and other assets was paused by the court. During hearings, the judge remarked that the deal appeared similar to handing your money to a friend to hold, and later rejected the justification that the transaction was for tax purposes, calling it not credible. The court also found that the reconstructing violated Automatic Temporary Restraining Orders, or ATROS, which automatically apply in California divorce cases to protect marital property. The court further noted that Sridhar Vembu had moved most marital assets out of the United States over the past decade, leaving Zoho Corporation as the only major revenue-generating asset still within US jurisdiction. This, the judge said, could prevent Pramila from enforcing any future judgment in her favor. Pramila has also alleged that Sridhar transferred valuable Zoho shares to family members without her knowledge or consent. Sridhar has denied this, stating that he holds only a 5% stake in Zoho Corporation Pvt Ltd. However, court-cited filings from 2010 suggest his shareholdings may have been as high as 43% at the time of the company's incorporation in India, calling the pattern of transaction duplicitous. The court warned that these actions could amount to a breach of fiduciary duty, potentially entitling Pramila to a large share of community assets. Despite being ordered to post the $1.7 billion bond, Sridhar Vembu has so far failed to comply. He initially claimed he could not pay any amount, later offered smaller sums, and eventually proposed $150 million, none of which the court accepted. Zoho declined to respond to questions. After publication, Sridhar's lawyer accused the judge of being fooled, a claim firmly rejected by Pramila's attorney, who said facts cannot be changed by attacking the court. This case now places one of India's most admired tech leaders under intense legal and public scrutiny, with major implications for corporation governance, material law, and cross-border asset transfers.